Hi everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Today's recipe is for Cherry Almond Crumble Slices. It's made with a nice almond crust and crumble for the top that's delicious. This is like a pizza takeover with a dessert variation, and it's made with unexpected ingredients that produce sensational results. It has thyme in it that creates a taste that makes these slices of cherry crumble more than a little intriguing. So get ready to make these easy-to-eat wedges of deliciousness. So let me start by showing you how to make the crust and the topping. Start by greasing a 9-inch pie plate and coarsely chop some slivered almonds. And it's always good to pre-pour your ingredients so that it's ready to go as you need it. I will be using my blender to mix this together with today. Start by placing 1 1/4 cups of flour in the blender. And then I add about 100 ml of sugar, that's between 1/3 and 1/2 cup. Next, add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Then 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. And now 1/2 cup of cold unsalted butter. It needs to be sliced up a little bit so that it will blend through better. Then add 2 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. Then put the lid on your blender and put it on pulse to start it mixing together. The pulse mode will help it to mix together better, but sometimes you still need to take a spatula and push the dough down so that it gets mixed in better. Now add about 1 1/2 tablespoons of water. Then put the lid back on the blender and put it on the pulse mode again, and this will help it to form a nice soft dough. And just keep mixing until it comes together like this. Take your dough out of the blender and then take 1 cup of the dough for the crust and save the rest for the crumble on the top. And to that 1 cup of dough that you're using for the crust, you add 1/4 cup of almonds that's been roughly chopped. And then I take my hands and I mix that in until it's thoroughly mixed into the dough. Once the almonds are evenly distributed throughout the dough, you take and press it into the bottom of the 9-inch pie plate. And just keep pressing it until it's spread out evenly. Now on to making the cherry filling. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Take and chop some fresh sprigs of thyme and take the fine pieces and measure out how much you're going to need for your recipe, which is about 1/2 teaspoon. And you'll need some black cherries. I'm using frozen sweet dark cherries here. And all we're doing here is cutting them in half once. And you'll need about 2 cups worth. Because they're frozen, I'm putting them in the microwave to thaw them out and then drain off the juice before putting them into your bowl. So alright, let's mix together the filling. 2 cups of dark sweet cherries into your mixing bowl. Take a fresh lemon and get some fresh lemon juice ready to add. But first I added 1/8 cup of sugar. And then I took half of the juice from half of the lemon, which is about 1.5 tablespoons of the lemon juice, and added that to the black cherries. Then add 1/2 teaspoon of the fresh thyme that you've already chopped up. It really accentuates the black cherry flavor. Then add 1 1/2 tablespoons of flour. And then 1 1/2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And take the large spoon and mix it together until it's really well incorporated. Okay, so now that it's mixed together really well, you just take and you dump that on top of your crust. Make sure it's spread out evenly so that each piece has lots of black cherries in it. Then you take the rest of your dough and you just crumble it over the top like this, making sure that it's also evenly distributed so that each piece has lots. And this piece of dough that's been separated doesn't have any of the almonds in it, it's just the dough, but you just take and crumble it on top evenly like this. And your oven should be preheated by now, so just go ahead and place it on the middle rack, and it should be preheated to 375 degrees, so you'll put your timer on for about 40 to 45 minutes, and then you take it out and it'll be lightly golden brown like this, and bubbly. And your filling will have thickened nicely. I don't know about you, but I love black cherries, so this is one dessert that I really enjoy. So let this cool for about 30 minutes before slicing. And then cut it in 6 to 8 slices like you would a pie. And it's so good served with a nice scoop of black cherry ice cream on the side. And some of the beauty in this is that you can have the taste of summer right in the middle of wintertime. I used frozen black cherries, and that worked just perfectly. But it's quite simple to make, and you can do this right at home. So what do you think? Would you want to try some? So I hope you enjoy this recipe, and I'll see you next time.